Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. What do you know, dudes, about the vast majority of cryptocurrencies and economic issues, including Ripple and XRP? New York's cryptocurrency authority has delisted Ripple and Dogecoin from its green token list in its most recent update. The name Ripple has always puzzled me. There have been a lot of publications that have used the term XRP Ripple. However, this is hardly breaking news, as we all know from experience that this is not the case. Ripple and Dogecoin have been removed from the token green list by the New York Cryptocurrency Authority. Thus, we can see that on Monday, the New York Department of Financial Services announced an update to its virtual currency supervision system. The changes include new standards for how digital businesses regulated by the agency can list various cryptocurrencies, and the United States removed more than 20 coins, including XRP and Litecoin, from its list of authorized tokens. Among the remaining 8 tokens are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the brand new PayPal dollar. So, this is definitely intriguing now. We also note that Congress is dragging its feet on crypto regulation. The DSS is widely recognized as one of the best investment firms in the country. York is home to the Department of Financial Services, and its virtual currency unit and BitLicense software are cause for alarm because they indicate the existence of additional regulatory bodies beyond the SEC. This leaves us wondering, what the hell is going on? Well, this follows the huge success that Ripple experienced in July, notably on July 13th. Even Ripple Labs is now publicly acknowledged. Our XRP cryptocurrency just had a major victory in court. Routers are the obvious culprits here. This is a major revision at this point. Additionally, Brad Garland House is seen frolicking in the school's front yard. When we take a closer look at what transpired on the 19th, we see that. What is going on, we ask ourselves. In other words, how open is it? Do you need anything explained? The answer is no. New York City is among the worst places for cryptocurrency. The XRP case was eventually dropped, as I recall. After a few months, Uphold seemed to be the only reliable marketplace to purchase XRP. I think there were user blockades in New York at the time, and it's still tough to acquire any Bitcoin there. It's tragically accurate. The problem is that we are well aware of how long they have been pushing this. A paper dated March 21, 2012 is provided here. As a reminder, the Bitcoin industry, led by New York's Attorney General Elizabeth Warren, must comply with the legislation or else be shut down. What are the guidelines, you inquire? I think there is next to none, and the reason is the lack of transparency. There is no clarity. So, naturally, I find this fascinating. And now, would this action really help individual investors? Or is it just a game to them? Those of us who have been around for a long know that politics has played a role, and that this would be a really silly political approach, as we can see over here, to inhibit crypto innovation in the United States. This occurred in March of this year. Rather than ruining an industry, perhaps it should have provided sufficient guidelines and management. There have been numerous regulatory failures up to this point. The anti-crypto statement that was briefly debated in March is another example of this. The Silvergate signature and SVB were explored here. The company was winding down its operations. Keep in mind that several large institutions that initially participated in crypto but were genuinely supportive of crypto have been forced to turn against crypto. Yes, you guessed correctly. This is the third greatest bank failure in the United States, and it's easy to see why regulators seized Signature Bank. Many were taken aback by it, as it became clear that regulators and others were turning a blind eye to the situation in order to save more. Huge banks. During the 2008 financial crisis, Frank helped create the landmark Dodd-Frank Act, but he now says there's no good cause to seize the signature. Since there was no underlying insolvency, we became the scapegoats, and I believe this was in part owing to the regulators' wish to send a very clear anti-crypto message. They wanted to send a strong anti-crypto message, so they basically shut down the bank. The year was 2023, and the month was March. Move on to the 18th of September. 9 new Democrats have signed on in support of Senator Warren's bill to prevent crypto-related money laundering. And, again, there is nothing political significance here. Elizabeth Warren, one of the most outspoken opponents of cryptocurrencies in the United States Senate, has enlisted the support of some high-profile individuals for her cryptocurrency legislation designed to crack down on money laundering. And this bill was briefly addressed. It's quite incriminating. Try to guess the current source of Elizabeth Warren's humor. The clock ticks away. Guys, here it is. 9 months ago, in response to the FCX collapse, Elizabeth Warren backed a bipartisan bill to regulate cryptocurrency businesses. Interesting. She's not giving up on getting this law passed. Funny thing about the 14th of December though, when measured in feet. He serves as an illustration. Sam, Bill, and Elizabeth Warren were all close friends, which is common knowledge. And at that moment, we started to wonder if maybe they were trying to make cryptocurrencies useless. Are they trying to eliminate crypto? Is the wholesale market also a target, or not? What the heck is going on? It wasn't the first time that Elizabeth Warren made headlines for saying something ridiculous following FTX. In addition, she was the following victim of Luna's charms. Also, keep in mind that this is only a few hours after Luna's explosion. But from up here, she and I can see it, and down there, Ryan can see it. Still, the process is straightforward. He said that the founder of modern banking, Joe Bankman, approved of the tax plan that Senator Warren proposed in April of 2016. His mom runs a PAC that lobbies for more funding for democratic causes from Silicon Valley financial institutions. Moreover, he highlights the hypocrisy of Warren's response to the FTX collapse, in which the senator makes broad statements about how the crypto industry needs more active enforcement and a greater role, while failing to mention banker Michael Fried's $39 million donation to a political party ahead of the U.S. midterm elections. That's exactly right. These are the people who benefit from the generosity of others. What is going on with all this money must be investigated. If we compare Elizabeth Warren's net worth to her income, we can see that she, too, is ludicrous. However, on November 9th, she was constantly tweeting about how the FTX crash was a huge wake-up call. The collapse of a major cryptocurrency exchange highlights the industry's apparent reliance on illusionary practices. The failure of FTX should serve as a reminder to lawmakers and regulators that the financial sector and its leaders need to be brought to account. According to the Federal Election Commission, Bank Winfrey's mother donated $15,500 to several political campaigns in 2022. Just look at all these interesting people. Bankman Fried, however, has political ties much deeper in this region. For your convenience, here is some information provided by Caroline Ellison, CEO of Alameda Research and former CEO of FootX1. When Gary Gensler taught a Bitcoin course at MIT, my father served as the USSEC chair's employer. I graduated from MIT with a degree in physics in 2014 and go by the initials SPF. Here's Elon Musk's tweet from the year 2022. The essential point to stress again is that Warren Gensler is a Democrat, and as was previously mentioned, the SPF has provided substantial support to the Democratic Party. Okay, you got me. Right? All of this is discussed, but no one seems all that engaged. This is important for the public to see because it explains why Gary Gensler is worth nearly $100 million even if his salary is much lower. They did have a meeting with FTX months before the collapse, supporting our theory that FTX was an inside job. We were not surprised to learn that Gary Gensler was connected to the firm. It was crucial that they drive home an important point. In a roundabout way, they cited it to back up their anti-crypto argument. They were also successful in avoiding violation of even stricter regulations. However, is it actually effective? How far have we come? I'm not sure how fascinating it really is. However, I must concede that the New Yorker's remark about rippling Dogecoin and Litecoin is highly concerning, since it shows that the state of affairs is still very much in change. But I think it's all political motives around here. The part is one I'd rather not perform. It makes no difference to me if you identify as a Democrat or a Republican. I don't give a hoot about you, but it frustrates me when you let it get in the way. Also, the Democrat who blames the SEC for FTX's bankruptcy received money from the same Sam Bankman-Fried over here who fought against crypto legislation. During that time period, it functioned similarly to FTX. As we uncovered more connections and wrongdoing, each day became more thrilling than the last. And that just goes to show that politicians, like everyone else, can be bought with enough cash. But I just lately exclaimed, wait, what can we show that SEPA's mother pushed him to remain silent about several illegal political payments made with the client's stolen cash? The FTC has filed a complaint alleging that all legislators, not just CBF, are responsible for repaying the money. What we want is for them to be arrested en masse if they don't investigate the situation instead. But you must know that simply cannot occur. They occupy a higher position in the food web. As a result, they are ignored. They are not the focus of this problem. And that's why I bring up Operation Choke Point, right? In March of 2023, this was found to be the case. Dare I say, though? Take a look. On September 10, Senator Bill Hagerty announced that the American Bitcoin market was the target of an ongoing operation called Operation Choke Point Zero. Gary Gensler's crackdown paves the way for government-issued digital currency. I think he's attempting to outlaw cryptocurrency or something. Do you have any thoughts? I'm convinced that you're right. Operation Choke Point 2.0 is essentially being supervised by the FDIC and the Federal Reserve, and we are watching it unfold from the perspective of the regulators. The Bitcoin industry is the current focus of these attacks. They're creating a wide range of new shapes. Mountains of uncertainty, softer, just seizing the opportunity to control through enforcement, or litigation. And this has caused a lot of anxiety. All blockchain and cryptocurrency development will be compelled to move elsewhere. Perhaps this is the end game for them. They're creating the framework for a digital currency issued by a central bank. The dangers of digital want are readily apparent, as is the case in communist China. Digital desire can be used by the Communist government of China to restrict consumer choice and financial activity. They are now pushing it internationally. These tendencies are highly troubling, and there are good reasons to be concerned about the actions of Gary Gensler and the other actors involved. Choke Point 2.0 includes this strategy. This is a political issue. No one look over here, says Eleanor Tourette mentioned it yet, but we all know it's coming. The 13th of March. Signature Bank board member politics, according to Barney Frank, had a role in the bank's failure. Some of what happened, I think, was motivated by the regulator's wish to send a loud and obvious anti-crypto message. A board member has brought this up again, alleging political motivations. There is a problem here. It is undeniable that as recently as June, when discussing the BlackRock Spot ETF if it is approved, Operation SharePoint 2.0 was planned to drive out crypto-native companies and bring in large traditional firms that are friendly with the US government in an effort to control Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And now that we have a reasonable understanding of that, think about what has transpired with Ripple and XRP. And then think about what has happened to all the big banks and financial institutions like PayPal and Citi. Traditional competitors are more agile, but all of these companies are on level with huge banks. And new cryptocurrency ventures because they are more commanding. They plan to try to slow down crypto-native businesses while also helping the established ones. What's more bizarre is that due to the obscurity and lack of clarity of crypto rules and regulations, key parties like the New York crypto regulator are suddenly removing these tokens from the green list. This seems ludicrous to me. Nonetheless, chime in with your comments below. Let me hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, then please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.